Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Monici and I like making videos that consist of decor pieces, DIYs, makeovers, furniture flips, sometimes recipes. If that's something that you are interested in, please feel free to subscribe to my channel, comment down below, and I have a ton of playlists if you want to look at all the videos that I've posted before. So for today's video, I have always wanted this buffet cabinet that I found on Amazon months and months ago. I want to say a year ago I saw this beautiful piece of furniture and I just kept waiting and waiting, and it would always get sold out when I was ready to buy it. So finally we were able to get our hands on it, and I was so excited because I've wanted this wall to be our little coffee corner for the longest time. It's right next to the dining room, and so I just thought it was perfect for when we have guests over. And I really want to decorate the wall today, but I want to use it, I want to do like a budget-friendly wall decor. So that is my plan for today, and I'm just going to be decorating the top of it as well. So throughout the year, I like to go thrifting, and whatever I find for a good price that I feel like I'll eventually use for the house, I just save it and I keep saving it. It's just kind of in storage until I find the perfect spot for it around the house. And I feel like I found the perfect two things that will hopefully go well on this wall. So the first thing that I have is actually from our wedding day, which was in 2016 is when we got married. And I feel like this frame goes so well with the detailing at the bottom of this buffet. So I'm going to show you really quick. So this is the frame. It actually has the lyrics to a 10th Avenue North song called My Beloved. And it's kind of like that fake chalkboard that was really in the mid 2010s. And I'm just not a big fan of chalkboard right now. So I'm definitely going to be using this frame, but instead of having it this way, we're going to be putting it up this way. Okay, so this is the print that I found on Etsy. I thought was so perfect. It is very glossy. So I'm gonna see if I can do like the brush strokes that I did in my other wall art piece. But I thought it was so pretty, and what it says, it's Isaiah 48. The grass withers and the flowers fall, but the word of our God endures forever. So I really like it. I think it's very subtle. I usually tend to stay away from wall art that has a lot of lettering in it. I'm not a big fan of stuff like that. So I thought that this was perfect because it's subtle and it doesn't pop with the letters. So this is the shelf that I got at a thrift store. This was, I want to say, 2 years ago that I found for $4 at a thrift store. So I think it's so pretty. It's not in the best shape, so I'm going to be fixing it up. There's a few cracks here on either side, and like the little hooks are kind of loose right here where we hang it up. I'm going to be taking it apart, sanding it, and then staining it with Dixie Belle's Voodoo stain, the gel stain that they have. I really love their stains. I drink coffee every single morning, so I am always here in the morning when I want to make my cup of coffee. And I have a French press, I have a mocha pot, and I have a coffee maker and a Keurig in one. So I am excited to see what this looks like, and it's always been my dream to have a little coffee corner. So let's get started, and I think the first thing we're going to be working on is the wall art. This is the gorgeous buffet cabinet that we purchased from Amazon. I will leave the link to it in the description box if you're interested. It was a little pricey, it was over $200, but we got it on sale. And I actually ended up putting a top coat on the top because I knew it might have some spilling if this was going to be a coffee corner. So this top coat repels water, and it's Dixie Belle's. It's called Gator Hide, and I think it works very well. If you're interested, I can leave the product in the description box as well. For the Etsy print, I spent about $5, and I did do the same thing as I did with my bigger print in the living room. I will put the link to that above. And it's just, you take a paintbrush and Mod Podge and just do your brush strokes as if you're painting, and then it dries clear and you have a textured piece of art. Once the Mod Podge was drying, I decided to unscrew the backing of this frame, and I took it out, and then I decided to actually just glue the print on this, and I think I might end up changing that because it is a little warped, and it was like this when I purchased it years ago. Now it's time to take this shelf apart. I ended up just unscrewing everything, and I put all of the gold hooks and the sides into a little bowl of soapy water, and I left it in there, and I scrubbed as much as I could. And then once it was dry, I did end up going in with I think it was gold leaf rub and buff, you'll see in a bit, and I just made the hooks a lot more gold because those were kind of rusty, and I tried to kind of scrape the rust off first. But I love this design on the sides. This was actually what drew me to this shelf the most. I'm pretty sure I've seen similar shelves at World Market, but I did not want to spend that amount of money if I found this for $4 at a thrift store. Even though I had to put more work in it, I just feel like it's so satisfying to just make something your own. If you know what that feels like, comment down below. But you can see here the hooks were like a silver, so I just went in with that gold and it looked so much better. My aunt and uncle got me this new sander for Christmas, which I was really excited to finally use. And I ended up using the scraper, but I think I need a new blade with this scraper. I've used it for quite a few projects, and I think it's time for a new one. But I ended up just sanding it down with the sander, and then Andrew was actually scraping the walls because we're in the process of fixing the basement. And I think it took me about half an hour to sand everything down. Not too much, but I did wear protection. And this is what it looked like right before I used Dixie Belle's Gel Stain Tobacco Road. And this is just a beautiful walnut stain, and it's super easy to apply. And once it was dry, I went in with the clear wax that they have, and it just gives it some protection and looks so beautiful at the end. I didn't get footage of me putting all of this back together, but then Andrew did end up putting screws on the wall for me because I am not good at doing this, but this is what it looks like. Andrew also ended up changing the frame, the brackets on the frame, because it was on vertically, and then he just made it horizontally and hung it up for me as well. And then it was time to decorate. And my mom got me these adorable mugs that have hearts as the handles for these little coffee mugs. I love them so much, and I definitely wanted to display them, and I thought it looked so perfect on this shelf. I mostly used things that I had around the house because I didn't feel like buying many things. So most of this was just either gifted or I've had, and I just slowly just kept adding things. And these cute heart-shaped napkins are from my mom, of course, and I thought that it would look super cute in this coffee station because of Valentine's Day coming up. And I did decide to use this little cutting board from our kitchen as just like an extra protection from any spills and things in our coffee station. This was the next morning. I decided to have my cup of coffee in the morning, and it was just super cozy with my candle lit, and I ended up using my new little sugar container that my mom gave me. It's actually an acai bowl. That's what the description said, but I'm using it as a sugar container because I think it's so cute, and the design matches the little heart-shaped candle. Are you guys ready for the reveal? I've honestly dreamed of having a coffee station for the longest time, and this is the most perfect one. I love how it turned out. I'm not 100% sure if I'm done with decorating the wall, but let me know if I should change anything up. I do think it was a little high, the shelf and the wall art, but I think it'll be fine because once I have things on the countertops that might be a little too tall, I think it gives room for the mugs to be able to sit just right on the shelf and everything. And yeah, I think it's cute and I love the sign so much. It's a good message to have and I love it. So let me know what you guys thought. Leave a comment down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm pretty sure the main floor is almost 100% done in our house, so I will be showing you a clip of what this little area looks like towards the end of the video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and thank you for being here. Share this video with anyone you think would enjoy it, and I hope to see you in the next video.